How is it going, folks? This is Justin from the Tree of Woe Show. And it is the February 11th, 2013. Valentine's Day is in a couple days, ladies, if you know what I'm saying. But this is the Raw review for tonight. Before we get started, I usually don't do plugs or shout outs ever. So you should know how much I like this next dude. Just recently saw him last Monday. I don't know how long he's been doing videos for, but I only saw him last week, and that's the reason I haven't shouted him out before, because this dude is like me. Loves basketball, loves professional wrestling, and he's really, I love listening to him talk about wrestling. He knows what he's talking about, and he has a good view on the stuff. He's relatively new in the YWC. Link will be in the description. He only has like 16 subscribers right now. Power of the Tree of Woe Show fans, we are going to fix this. Nick Met 2, KNICKMET, the number 2, link in the description. Please go subscribe to him. Let's get him to at least 100 subscribers. Come on now. That's not too much to ask, but yeah. Shout out to that guy. Yeah. But let's get into the show. And I'm going to shout him out every single time until he gets to 100 subscribers, so might as well just do it. But yeah, we start off with Paul Heyman in the ring. He basically says, "Tonight will be the last time you see me." And we're like, that makes absolutely no sense. But he ends up basically coming out and saying that he's going to resign because he doesn't want to be a distraction to CM Punk. He says goodbye. Punk's music hits. Punk comes out and is like, "You can't leave, man. I love you. I love you, man." And they have this whole talk about CM Punk's going to beat The Rock and he's going to be in his corner, and I'm not going to let you leave. Heyman ends up agreeing and says he'll be with him in his corner for day 455 because they're still counting. I love like Chael Sonnen and CM Punk where he still thinks he's the champion. I have no problems with it, and I love it. First match of the night, we got Great Khali versus Mark Henry. Mark Henry's back. I love that dude. He wins with the world's strongest slam. Thank you. Destruction is back, and then he gives the world's strongest slam to Hornswoggle. I cannot wait to see what Mark Henry does in the chamber because he has been on a tear. And it's Mark Henry, man. Mark Henry's back. It's always good to see him. This is probably his last run, so we got to enjoy it while we can. And then you get Booker and Teddy backstage talking, and then Jericho rolls up, and he wants to be in the chamber. He's like, "Hey, I've been a world champion. Let me get in there." And Teddy's like, "You're in, player." And Booker T's like, hey, you got to earn it, Chris. You got to earn it, man. And then Teddy Long's like, "I got an idea," and he whispers in his ear. And my best guess is he said, "Tag match, player." And Booker T says, "That is the dumbest idea." But they end up announcing Chris Jericho versus Daniel Bryan. And if he can beat Daniel Bryan, he'll get a spot in the chamber. So look forward to that later. Then it cuts straight to another backstage with Vicky and Paul Heyman. And Vicky's on the phone with Vince. And Heyman ends up talking to Vince. He says, "All right, let's do this stipulation to where if The Rock gets counted out or DQ'd, Punk gets the title." And Paul Heyman's like, I'll do whatever you want. And Vince is like, "Okay, I need a contract in writing or whatever." But he ends up giving him the stipulation. So now what I just said. If The Rock gets DQ'd or counted out, Punk wins the title. So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, obviously something's going to happen to make that relevant. So we'll have to see on Sunday. Then we got some Fandango promos tonight. I'm cool with Fandango, except for he looks way too much like emo Peter Parker from Spider-Man 3. I ain't down with that. That was one of the worst movies. And then we got Daniel Bryan versus Y2J Chris Jericho in a really good match. You know, counters on counters, submissions, a really good wrestling match. He ended up battling out of the Walls of Jericho a couple times. You got the I don't even know what it's called anymore. The no lock, I don't know. But Jericho ends up hitting the code breaker out of nowhere. Jericho gets the win. He will be in the chamber. And then it shows the little graphic, and all of a sudden Rey Mysterio's not in there anymore. So apparently Rey got kicked out of the chamber because Mark Henry broke him. And I thank you for that, Mark Henry. But yeah. In one of the more balanced and fair 6-man tag matches of all time, we get Team Bacon and Eggs versus 3MB. And of course, Team Bacon and Eggs gets the win here, and they freak out after the match. "We hate the Shield. We're better. Ah, oh yeah." And I'm like, holy shit, I hate these guys. But whatever. You knew they were going to win. They were fighting 3MB. I love 3MB, but let's be serious. And then it shows a little backstage segment where Big Show was pissed. He knocked out Yoshi and A-Rai. This is a blatant shot it off the rope show, WWE. We know what you're doing here. But and then Big Show's in the ring, get interviewed. Well, if you can call it interviewed by Matt Striker. Big Show, he's like, "How do you feel?" Big Show knocks out Matt Striker before he can even get started. He sits there for a minute, doesn't say a word, walks out, and you can just tell he's pissed. And then we got Zack Ryder versus the newly aggressive Jack Swagger. Jack Swagger gets the win, obviously. He gives speeches for days. Damn it, I don't remember the guy's name he came out with. It's some old dude. Something Coulter. Jedediah or some shit, I don't know. But whatever. He starts cutting this promo out, Real Americans, and he's like, "America, we the people this is our country. We have the right to kick people out if we want to. I can't even understand people anymore." And he goes, "It's the land of the free and the home of the brave, not the home of whoever wants to cross our borders." And I'm like, what is this guy talking about? Oh my hell. So apparently Jack Swagger's new gimmick is screw everyone that comes to America. I was dying. Oh, whatever. But then we get Cody Rhodes versus The Miz, a matchup I was looking forward to. I'm gonna have to reassess my Fave 5. The Fave 5 used to be CM Punk, Randy Orton, Dolph Ziggler, Miz, Cody Rhodes, and Barrett. They're like the top 6 of the 5. It's clearly not that anymore, so I'm going to have to redo that in a recent video and let you guys know the results. But a man that could very well be in it right now, Antonio Cesaro, is the one that ended up causing the DQ, smacks Miz around. He starts throwing him around by his legs, and there you go. So Miz technically wins by DQ. Cesaro lays the smack it down. Then we get Primo and Epico. Haven't seen them for a while. I was glad to see them because Rosa was there against Brodus and Tensai. And Tensai ends up getting the pin on him, and they dance. That's what happens. And then we get the Shield coming out, and I loved this Shield promo because everyone's like, "Oh, well, what is the big injustice with John Cena?" And Shield said it. They're like, "We're out here to discuss the John Cena problem. He walks around here, can do whatever he wants, and there's no consequences for him. He gets what he wants, no matter what. No matter what he's doing, he gets what he wants, and we're here to fix that. We're gonna, we're gonna like, I don't remember the word he used, but I don't know. Basically, they're gonna do away with 10 years of injustice in one night. Lights go out." I said, "Undertaker." It wasn't. It was Team Bacon and Eggs. They came out clear house. Surprise, surprise, surprise. I really hope the Shield wins on Sunday. I really, really, really do. But I'm not gonna get my hopes up. Let's just put it that way. Then we get Alberto Del Rio versus Sandow. Sandow cut a promo before the match on Nashville. It was pretty funny. He basically made fun of country music, which was great because I hate country music. But Del Rio ends up making Sandow tap out. The crowd's really behind Del Rio, so that's awesome. His face turn's working. Nothing wrong with that at all. We see Wade Barrett walking out for his match. Bo Dallas attacks him and goes crazy. Beats on Wade Barrett. Beats him down. But then Wade Barrett had a match against Kofi right after that, and because Wade Barrett is a gangster, he still wins this match. I really like the ending of this match. It might just be me. We had 2 pretty good matches back to back here, and Wade Barrett wins. Kofi ends up getting like in the ring but caught under the apron, and then Barrett elbows him while he's under the thing. 1, 2, 3. I just spit. That's fine. But so Wade Barrett gets the win because he's hood. And I'm down with it. And speaking of the second of the back-to-back good matches, we get Kane versus Dolph Ziggler. The winner ends up being in the Chamber. The reason Dolph wanted this match now is because Jericho's in it pretty much. And he's like, if he's in it, I got to be in it. But in a shock to me, anyway, because I thought it was a given Dolph was going to win. But Kane actually comes away with the win here. That's awesome. Whatever. Even though I would have rather see Dolph Ziggler win, I was just cool. I was like, oh, something I didn't see coming. That's cool these days. So Kane gets the win. He'll be in the Chamber. So the Chamber field is set. Randall Keith Orton. And trust me, when I first heard that only the SmackDown Chamber was going to be there, I was like, oh my hell. But now I'm no complaints. We got Randy Orton, Chris Jericho, Mark Henry, Jack Swagger, Kane, and Daniel Bryan. I'm cool with that crew. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to that match. But then we get to the main event of the evening. The People's Champ, the real champion, The Rock, comes out. He starts telling some stories of Nashville, how he picked up crackheads and drove crackheads away. It was a stolen car, and he dropped the car off and he walked his ass home. He talked about how he had his first match at the Nashville Fairgrounds, wrestling for $40 a night and all that stuff. The people are like, yeah, Nashville. He knows what he's talking about. And then Punk and Heyman come out and they have a little, confrontation. Rock makes fun of him for reenacting Twilight earlier, which is true. But they end up coming. The Punk ends up walking down to the ring, and it looks like he's going to do the thing where he gets there, flips around and leaves. But he actually goes in the ring. Him and The Rock mix it up. Rock sets him up for the People's Elbow, but Heyman actually grabs The Rock's leg and stops him. Punk takes advantage, hits the go to sleep on The Rock, knocks him out, and in a move that I loved, CM Punk takes the title and leaves. And he's like, hey, you tell me to just bring it. This time I'm just going to take it. Takes the title, and I love when they do stuff like that, because in Punk's mind, and this is perfect for the character, in Punk's mind, he didn't even steal the title. He just went and said, hey, you were holding my title. I'm taking it back. Because in his mind, he's still the champion, and I love that gimmick. So this fit perfectly and sets up well the Elimination Chamber. I'm looking forward to that match, obviously. It's The Rock, it's CM Punk, it's my two guys. But let me tell you this, CM Punk. Somebody go and get their ass kicked. It's going to be you. But, so yeah, that was the end of the show. The show ends with Punk taking the WWE title and dipping on out of here. Fine with me. I thought it was cool. One complaint, Brock Lesnar wasn't here. Brock Lesnar said he was going to come back and that we would love him forever and he was never going to leave again. I just want Brock Lesnar to come back. How could he ever miss one show? It is unbelievable. I hate Brock Lesnar because he doesn't show up when he wants to. Fuck you, Brock Lesnar. Oh my hell. The world of people. But anyways, I was a little upset Brock Lesnar wasn't on the show tonight just because I wanted to. But that's all right. I'll play it myself. It's totally fine. But I ordered Brock Lesnar's new shirt, people. Add it to the collection. You wait till that gets here. I'll be wearing that shirt all the time. But yeah, that was the show tonight. Elimination paper. The Elimination Paper match. Paper cuts for days. But yeah, so this was the go-home show for Elimination Chamber. I don't know why that was so hard to say. Easy for me to say. But so let me know what you thought in the comments below. Subscribe to us, the Tree of Woe Show, down below. Subscribe to Nick Met too in the description box below. Go ahead and like this video. Let's try to break the like record. I probably should have said that at the beginning of the video because I don't know if people are going to get this far, but whatever. Let's break the like down. But yeah, so that's all. Like I said, talk to me in the comments. Let me know what you thought of everything. And I'll see you later this week. Good night, everybody.